Oh my, precious hearts and dearest souls. It is our pleasure to be here today with you, the human being. It is our pleasure to be with you wherever you may be, because understand we do talk to you outside of your human consciousness, because this human consciousness is such a small aspect of the vastness of yourself. We have merriment with you, we have joy, we have celebration. No wonder some of you wake up tired, because the soul aspect, the heart aspect of you is everywhere. And your scientists are just starting to discover this. Well, what they actually are discovering is that they cannot measure space. They cannot measure the edge of anything, because the moment you are there at the edge, you are creating more. You see how powerful you are? There is no end to anything. There are only different experiences of everything. Do not see your lives as beginnings and middles and ends, because in fact that is what kills you. You understand? The moment you are born, you are being told to grow up, then shut up, and then get out. You understand? This is not a good thing in your society. Because if you all had the belief system the average age was 300, well then it would be. Because you are all supporting this illusion of beginning, a middle, and an end. So why don't you support it in a way that supports you? Why don't you, if you're in this illusion, come up with new illusions that are more fun? You see how simple it can be? Because as much as this is an illusion, it is a very real one. If you thump your finger, it hurts. Now here's the interesting thing, as Lord Maitreya talked about. You go, you thump your finger, and then you say, well, what is this message? I'm obviously off my path, because if I was on my path, I wouldn't have pain, I wouldn't have disease, I wouldn't have sadness. That is not true. Stop judging yourselves even on your spiritual paths. You are looking for a reason for everything. What if there was no reason? The mind would go into sheer terror at that. Because you're trying to explain everything that you are experiencing. Your mind needs an explanation for everything. What if you just woke up sad one day, and without the belief system of, I have to fix this and heal this, and you sat in that sadness, and you let the sadness run through your body? Deep sadness, you sat in it completely and surrendered, you'd be through it in 3 hours. You surrendered completely to the grief, you'd be through it in 3 hours. But you get up, you feel sad, the mind panics, particularly if you have been involved in spiritual communities that tell you you must have perfect health, perfect mental abilities, and no bad emotions. But the fact you judge yourself in the first place is what creates the bad emotions. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So drop your judgments. Feel what you are feeling, because you will often get up in the morning feeling sad, wanting to cry, but I can't. I have to go out there and put on a brave face. So then you shove it down. So then by lunchtime, you have indigestion. By the evening, you're feeling exhausted, out of touch with your soul. And you go, it'll be all right, it will go away. But it creeps up on you and it creeps up on you, and before you know it, within 3 weeks you have depression. So then you're getting medication for that. Now I'm really in trouble. I've gone past my sadness and now I'm in depression. I'll get a pill for that. The judgments you have placed on yourselves have actually caused your death experience. Now there is not a being here that somewhere in their cells does not fear death. Because you have had lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of it, and usually not in a good way. However, when you can surrender to that universal spirit and let it radiate out through your biological bridge, you are going to fill your cells and your organs with light. And when they fill with light, spontaneous transformation takes place. You come back into energetic integrity with all aspects of yourself. Because if you are not in touch with your spirit, with your soul, you are like a vehicle running on empty. Because the spirit, the love, is the fuel even for the integrity of your human vehicle. You understand what we are saying? Now you have been told that it's now important, after 20 years of more illusion, that you must cover yourself up in the sun. You are now being told the opposite, that you now need sun for your depression. Sun is a beautiful light for the body and goes a long way to restore the health of the body. But what we are also asking you to do is to surrender to your inner sun. And your inner sun is your inner sense. Now, inner sense, as in the inner sense of a child, is reawoken in you when you connect to your inner sense. Your inner sense as a spirit. So when the sun is allowed to radiate out through your biological bridge, an incredible transformational process will take place. It is so, so simple. But this thing, it's a beautiful thing, but it doesn't know that. Because it has taken on all the judgments and believed them to be true. And the reason you believe the judgments to be true is when you have a thought, let us say of a judgment, I am a bad person, that sets off a biological response in the body. I am a bad person. Your energy drains from your body. You start to feel sick in your solar plexus. The emotions feel hopelessness, and you believe it to be a reality. That is why we say to you, in fact, in the truth of love, the truth of oneness, the truth of existence, eternal and radiant, all thought must be false. Even your good thoughts will get you into trouble. You understand what we are saying? When you look in the mirror and go, I am such a good person, I'm such a lovely person, aren't I attractive, aren't I clever, aren't I this? That is coming from doubt in your mind still. Now, the ultimate destination for each of you is to drop your identity of who you think you are or who you want to be to make yourself feel better. Now, when you can drop your identity, or shall we say the ident, Because what you're doing, the moment you place a good or bad thought into your experience, it creates a dent. It creates a bump. It creates an energetic block. You understand what we are saying? Now, this is not easy. We are not saying it is, but we can tell you the alternative to this is a whole lot harder. And you have been experiencing this for a long time. So we want you to ask yourselves and be honest with yourselves, because it does not matter if you are not honest with us, but it certainly matters to you. Are you over yourself yet? Are you completely over the being you have constructed out of fear of rejection, out of fear of no recognition, out of fear of not being special? You are so beyond your belief systems. You are so beyond anything that reflects back to you, unless, of course, it is love. And we will say this again. Please do not ask for unconditional love, because that then means in existence there must be conditioned love. Love has no conditions. It just wants you to be free, spontaneous, filled with effortless grace for yourselves and this experience of humanity that you are co-creating together. It's like you are gods who've been given a magic wand and you've been poking yourself in the eye with it instead of using it to manifest what you want. Stop hitting yourselves over the back of the head with your magic wands. Your magic wand is your divine will that is fueled by love and the desire for more love. You have been beating yourselves up too much. In fact, you don't even need the wand. That again is another tool you don't require. But we are here to assist you in any way we can, so we are opening this floor of consciousness to your questions. Yes, dear one. Yes, please. We'd like to merge in your consciousness. Omat.
Firstly, thank you, because everything that you've said has made sense.
That is good.
Yep. But I don't understand how I can stop from wanting people to give me the answers or looking for outside to tell me what's right, because when I'm inside, I'm so confused.
All right. Here is an authentic human being. Here is an emotional body flowing freely and beautifully. Now, as we said before, illusion is always in the mind. And as we just said, you might as well make it a good illusion. Now, confusion, as you are feeling confusion, you will be feeling confusion in here. But may we say confusion, as difficult as it is, dear one, is actually the refusion of your consciousness. Your whole internal belief systems have been turned upside down, have they not? They are not supporting you anymore. Do you feel your belief systems are supporting you anymore? This is a wonderful moment. This is a moment to open yourself to something far greater. This is not a negative thing or a bad thing. As you sit here, we can tell you are completely over yourself.
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
All right, I want you to say it louder.
I'm completely over myself.
Good. Now you have all these witnesses with you. Because you have the courage to come here and actually sense and say what some are feeling. So you are not a hopeless case. You managed to get yourself with your courage here. That takes courage. That courage has now opened something inside of you. So you may receive light of consciousness in your being. Now, do we have permission to talk to your soul? Because we would love you to walk out of here transformed.
Yes, please.
All right, let us have a look. Because the soul is always truthful and will never ever tell you a lie. All right, let us have a look. All right, it is showing us the aspect of you that is the age of 8, and she is thumping on the door wanting to get out. What does that mean to you?
My parents split when I was 8, probably.
All right, her parents split when she was 8. How did you feel then?
Probably confused. I don't really remember.
Confused, you see. You can take things back to a defining moment. Now, have you been feeling unsupported, unloved, misunderstood, and alone?
Yes.
She meant that. You see, the spirit is starting to open itself. Because you must own something before you can transform something. This 8-year-old does not need her biological parents. She needs you. You, the adult, who has traveled through life and experienced many things. And there is an epidemic of this happening upon this planet now because, as we said, this is your innocence, but also your inner sense. So who do you think is confused and crying in this moment?
My 8-year-old me.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
You truly understand this? So what do you feel compelled to do now to assist this 8-year-old you? What does she need?
Love.
Yes?
Oh.
And where does she need to get it from?
Me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So as you sit here now, has the confusion gone?
Yes.
Yes, the confusion's gone. Do you understand what a creative being you truly are? Well, you are not going to believe yourself soon. We want you, when you go home in your silence, in your solitude, to, in your imagination, the gift of your mind, to imagine seeing your 8-year-old and let her talk, let her cry, let her have a voice. You understand? Because she is the creative aspect of you that has all the power behind it. Your power is always in your innocence. Take a breath. How do you feel?
Better. Lighter.
Excellent. Thank yourself for having the courage to face this aspect of yourself. You are a universal blessing and you are now smiling. Give her a clap. Because it is that 8-year-old who is looking for that very recognition.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, another question. Yes, dear one. Amun.
Amun. I've got a question with regards to myself. I've got a question with regards to myself and my husband. We actually off to Hawaii for a holiday.
You poor thing.
In a couple of months.
There is a twist. There's a twist.
There's always a twist.
Okay, so yeah, initially, I mean, we were over the moon and excited, but in the last couple of weeks, through a series of coincidences, whether it's on the internet or through people, we found that this news about the radiation from the Fukushima being surrounded in that area.
Yes.
So for something that was very excited and we're looking forward to, with somebody feeling really worried, apparently a lot of the locals are no longer consuming fish in Hawaii, and
Yes.
some of them have moved out of, a lot of people have moved out of Hawaii.
All right,
So-
this is a wonderful question. So you are asking, should you go?
Yes.
All right. Everything is a reflection of everything else. And we have been speaking to you all morning of the power of the radiation that comes out of your very hearts. Now, scientists have actually proven this, that the heart's magnetic electric aura is 5,000 times greater than your brain. Go figure. This is the powerhouse of everything. Now, as a mass consciousness, you have pushed down the power of the radiation of your hearts en masse. It has to come out somewhere. And what appears as accidents is, in fact, the radiation coming from these places, these nuclear power stations that should never have been put there in the first place. The gift is showing you the power of the heart chakra of Mother Earth and her radiation coming out over the planet. Because if you were all in your hearts, you would all be in oneness with nature. You would be communing directly with her yourselves. You would be able to draw out exactly what you require. You see what we say. So here is the thing. This question has been asked at other transmissions, and we tell you to invoke the pure consciousness of quartz crystal into your food, into your aura, because you are meant to go to Hawaii. And to start to open your heart. Because when that radiation comes out of your heart, which is a frequency of energy, it will protect you from the artificial radiation, if you choose, coming out of Mother Earth. You understand what we are saying?
Yes, I do.
So this is a divine invitation to really get into the heart. You see what we are saying?
Yes, thank you.
Because the thing is also, if you believe something to be poisonous, well then, you're all alchemists of energy. That's what happens. And hopefully you will all start to understand that you are not meant to be raping the earth for her energy. You see what we are saying? Because you are taking it out of its natural environment. It's like if we cut out your liver and put it on the table, it is going to go rotten because it is not in the experience and not being supported by its natural surroundings in which it was created. So do not let the mind bring you fear. You understand? Oma.
Mark, thank you.
Thank you. We will have one more question. Yes, dear one. Or perhaps there is one more, we will see. Omart,
like to ask about my financial struggle.
All right, do you have an itch as well?
Sometimes I do in my head, actually.
Yes, you see?
And I just like confirmation or perhaps some insight on my purpose in work to earn income.
All right, another wonderful question. You have two purposes, each of you. One is to have this human experience, which most of you are resisting, and the other is to go into that place of observation and radiant light and love. However, do we have permission to talk to your soul, please?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Why do you have the belief that if I make money, I will be left?
I don't know.
Where is your father?
He is in Perth. My parents separated when I was young.
Yes. And did you have money when he left?
No.
No. It was a struggle?
Yeah.
Yes. And your mother struggled with this? Yes. We are back at the inner child. Each of your inner childs are going to be kicking and screaming for your acknowledgement. If I make money, I will not be loved. You understand what we are saying here? She truly understands it. We will leave you with this because the transformation is taking place spontaneously without your mind needing to know anything, which is wonderful. Stay out of the thoughts, feel the feeling. Bring her home to you. Then you will spontaneously find your path. And we do not want to take away the unknown from you. Does this assist?
Yes.
Oh, Mart, face yourself. One more question over here. Yes, dear one. Oh, Mart.
But I feel right now I'm in a state of confusion.
Very good.
I feel like my heart is pulling me in two ways. Part of me wants to go back to New Zealand forever and stay. Part of me wants to stay here. On the mental level, it's what I give up by going back and what I fear by going back. But then getting there is what is there that's good for me. And I get a lot of this is coming from loneliness. And I'm so confused. And I need some guidance, please.
You don't need guidance, dear one. You just need the truth. And the truth is, you are interconnected everywhere. The truth is, you need, as we said, you wake up in the morning sad, and you run around trying to avoid it. Have you been waking up consistently lonely?
Yes.
It is not your heart pulling you in two directions, it is your head. You need to surrender to this loneliness, and there are beings here who you can speak to who are in the middle of this process, because the only way to transform loneliness is to feel it. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Really feel it. You are nearly there. You've just got your head above it, which is causing the confusion of, I can't go down into this loneliness, I won't cope. So I'm going to convince her that she has to go to New Zealand. You see what we say?
Yes.
Fall into the loneliness, and the moment you do, it is going to transform to something completely different. It is going to transform to aloneness, which is very different. Loneliness means you are actually in the process of releasing the illusion of separation from your experience. but you need to feel the separation and the loneliness that comes with it to get to the point of aloneness. Now, aloneness is a place that you will find has always existed, and you are so filled with your own vastness, there is no room for loneliness. You understand what we are saying?
Yes.
Because it does not mean you will not go back to New Zealand, but we don't want you making this big decision from the wrong intention.
And that's my fear.
And that's your confusion.
That's my confusion.
So, the confusion has been, do I run from my loneliness, which your heart is saying is not possible? You see what we are saying? Or do I stay here and sit it out? Well, we don't want you doing either. We want you falling headfirst into it. And how you do that is through your desire to move through it.
Yes.
Then, from this place in your soul, it will guide you what to do next.
Okay.
So we are not saying you are not going, and we are not saying you are going. Feel the loneliness, fall into it. Feel the anxiety that comes up with that. Feel the despair that comes up with that. But just feel it. Take yourself out into this beautiful bush and just sit in it and say, hello, loneliness, I am here. I give you permission to work your way through my biological bridge.
Thank you.
Has the confusion gone?
Yes. I now have a direction. Thank you.
Yes, into oblivion. Good luck. Omat. All right, we hope we have been of service. We wish you just to close your human eyes for a moment, for we are invoking Universal Spirit. Take yourself into your heart chakra and understand it is not contained within a physical body. Take your awareness, your human awareness, into your heart and have a look around in there. You will not see the end of it. You are in an internal place of reality, because love is the only reality. Everything else are experiences that come and go within that reality. So through your imagination, see the vastness of your heart chakra. There is no end to it. Feel the space, the expanded awareness, the power and the love and the light. Relax, surrender, and see what has always been present, untouched by any confusion, any sadness. You are magnificent, you are majestic, and you are eternal. Embrace every experience, even your tears, for they are filled with grace. We love you beyond anything you have imagined to this point, so start to imagine that. Omat, Omat, Omat.